Over the past few years, Vivo has clearly been doubling down on camera innovation, trying out everything from telephoto converters and silent shooting to 35mm lenses and even 1-inch sensors. But this time, they're claiming something on a whole different level, more professional, more cinematic. Sounds big, right? So I decided to bring it along and put that claim to the test. When I first imagined this device, I expected a design along those lines, maybe even something more extreme, but honestly, I didn't think it would end up looking like this. Anyway, today we're doing something interesting. We're actually going to shoot a TV commercial using just a phone. Sounds ambitious? Yeah, but let's give it a shot together. There's something about the weight and presence of this footage. It almost feels a bit too serious, maybe even slightly over the top, but I'll let you decide that. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious what you think. So, how did the gear feel overall? A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. At the beginning, there was definitely a bit of hesitation, but as you keep using it, that uncertainty fades away and eventually it just feels like any other camera you're comfortable with. Today, we were shooting continuously from 9 in the morning to nearly 10, and not once did it run into any issues. Everything was shot using the built-in camera, no external filters, no add-ons, and surprisingly, it still delivered this soft, almost dreamy, macro-like look without needing any extra gear. For this shoot, I intentionally pushed more cinematic elements. You'll notice we leaned heavily into a bold red color theme with strong contrasts in lighting and color. That kind of setup is usually quite demanding on equipment, but the phone handled it way better than expected. Especially in the standard and professional modes, the performance really stood out. The interface is also super easy to understand. Even our photography instructor picked it up instantly, which says a lot about how user-friendly it is. It's also incredibly flexible. You can shoot from a variety of angles without any hassle. And the low light performance, honestly, it exceeded my expectations. We also experimented with the new cinematic mode, and the difference it makes is huge. To be honest, there were moments when I completely forgot this was shot on a smartphone. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, both of today's shots were actually filmed using the Vivo X300 Ultra. Pretty impressive, right? The video upgrades here are genuinely noticeable. During the earlier TVC shoot, you might have spotted that the interface looked a bit different. It's because Vivo has introduced a completely redesigned Pro interface. All the essential controls, shutter speed, ISO, white balance, manual focus, and exposure compensation are now laid out in a way that's quick and easy to access. This makes a big difference, especially for post-production workflows. Compared to the older Pro mode, the layout is much cleaner and easier to recognize, and it barely gets in the way of your frame. There's even a display button that switches to a clean preview, which is super helpful while shooting. What's even better is that this mode includes a range of professional-grade tools. For example, we used a false color map during this shoot. The TVC team loved it because it helps clearly identify lighting directions, like the main light and how it spreads across the scene. Another big upgrade is log recording. Previously limited to 1080p at 24 FPS, it now supports 4K at 120 FPS and integrates smoothly with other cameras in a professional workflow. Log mode now uses the latest encoding, focusing heavily on preserving image quality. The files are massive, about 1.5 gigabytes for just 10 seconds, which is nearly 10 times larger than standard H.265. That's intense. With log enabled, you can apply a LUT preview directly while shooting, or even import your own custom LUTs. This means you can see your final look in real time. After shooting, you can also apply LUTs on the spot and convert footage into formats like HLG or SDR for quick previews. This really feels like a mode built with professionals in mind. We also tried out a new feature called Film Style, which you can access directly in video mode. Technically, yes, it's a filter, but it's not your typical one. And it's not just for controlled environments either. It actually shines even more outdoors. Even in a simple daytime scene, turning it on instantly adds a unique atmosphere, like suddenly there's a story unfolding right in front of you. Now let's talk about this film mode because it actually comes in two different options, film look and film style. If you're going for the most dramatic, cinematic vibe, just switch on Film Style. A single tap, you get that wide 24 FPS format, subtle vignetting, natural grain, and a properly tuned shutter speed that adds realistic motion blur. It's all handled automatically. If you pay attention to the highlights, you'll notice a slight reddish tone, similar to what you'd see in carbon film. That's a really nice touch. This mode pairs especially well with Dolby Vision, since the added depth and layering really enhance the cinematic feel. And yeah, since apps like WeChat support HDR video sharing, you can actually keep that quality when sending clips too. If you prefer more control, FilmLook gives you flexibility to tweak things like aspect ratio and frame rate while still keeping that stylized appearance. Personally though, I think Film Style is just more fun to use. And since we're already here, let's go all in and check out the camera itself, because there are some big changes. The most obvious one, this huge lens module. Seriously, it's massive. You almost have to admire the engineers at Vivo for pulling this off. It's kind of genius. There are now two external lenses. The 200mm one is more compact, and the new edition pushes the focal length all the way to a native 400mm. It's so powerful, you could literally use the phone as a stand and shoot something far away, like a patch of grass in the distance. Of course, depth of field and sensitivity still depend on the camera system, but the capability here is impressive. But honestly, what matters even more than hardware, or even price, is that Vivo actually listened to user feedback. For a long time, people said Vivo's colors looked beautiful, but sometimes felt a bit overprocessed. This time, things have changed. With the arrival of the Vivo X300 Ultra, we get something called Blueprint Native Color. This new processing approach significantly tones down the overly aggressive HDR from before. For example, in scenes where highlights were previously pushed down too much, the details might have been visible, but the image looked unnatural. Now, it feels much more balanced. If you compare shots side by side, you might even struggle to tell which one came from a phone and which one came from a traditional camera. In fact, one of these images was shot on the X300 Ultra and the other on the X200 Ultra. Take a look at something like a recliner in the scene. On the older model, highlights were heavily suppressed, shadows were artificially lifted, and even grass textures looked a bit muddy. Zoom in, and the difference becomes even clearer. There's far less over-sharpening now, which gives the image a much more natural, camera-like quality. In another example, look at the roof edges in a photo. The layering, the subtle color shifts from lighting, and the separation from the background are all noticeably improved. Even sunset shots look better. Where the previous generation leaned toward pale whites and yellows, new processing handles those tones much more accurately. Overall, the X300 Ultra respects natural light much more, and that leads to a huge improvement, especially in black and white photography. The depth and contrast feel richer, and the three-dimensional effect is much stronger. Details like leaves appear more distinct and layered, and elements like rooftops stand out clearly instead of blending into busy backgrounds like before. Honestly, if you enjoy playing with light and shadow, this is something you should definitely try. But if you prefer a more stylized or vibrant look, the X300 Ultra still has you covered with its three main color modes: Vivid, Primary Color, and Texture. This time, they're clearly separated. Vivid focuses on eye-catching visuals, while Primary Color and Texture aim for a more natural, realistic output. Switch to Vivid mode, and things like party scenes, food, or even pets instantly look more lively and appealing. On top of that, there's a completely refreshed color system that gives you even more control. You can fine-tune saturation, adjust tones, and even dive into advanced settings. Some of these options are pretty interesting. For example, Light Rhythm recreates that reddish highlight tone inspired by carbon film, while Soft Light adds a gentle, subtle glow to the entire image. Once you've customized your look, you can even save it as a preset and generate a QR code to share with others. So yeah, don't forget to scan one if you get the phone. After spending time with the Vivo X300 Ultra, it's clear that the real effort went into improving the underlying image processing. The more natural HDR, the refined color tuning, and the thoughtful user experience updates all come together to make a noticeable difference. It's not just about spec upgrades, it's these smaller, smarter changes that really elevate the overall photography experience. Whether you're capturing everyday moments for social media, doing street photography, shooting professional videos, or just recording things like concerts, pets, or your kids, this phone genuinely feels versatile enough to handle it all. And as a nice bonus, Vivo has even added a menu system tailored for different use cases, making it quicker to jump into exactly what you need. All right, that's it for this video. Oh, wait, one last thing. Today's aero footage, Yep, that was also shot on the Vivo X300 Ultra. Now that's it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.